Hello Arsenal fans, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss Arsenal first-hand news and leave your like to strengthen the channel. Arsenal will have likely already turned their attention to what promises to be a fruitful summer window following their 3-0 drubbing at the hands of Brighton and Hove Albion yesterday. Mikel Arteta was forced to hopelessly watch from the sidelines as his team imploded, with his young guns wilting and his experienced assets hiding. They were played off their own pitch, much to Roberto De Zerbi's delight. Leave your like on this video to keep up to date with everything that happens at Arsenal. Thanks. Continuing. Despite this post-March collapse, it remains an admirable season for the Gunners, who were expected to battle for a place in the top four, let alone challenge Manchester City so relentlessly. It is clear that quality and depth tells, and unfortunately for the Gunners, this is where they lacked. That is the difference between their project, which has only really been running for a few years now, compared to the Citizens, which spans a decade. That gulf could well be bridged in the coming window, especially if the right personnel are acquired to allow them to take that next step. There are arguably few more suited to such a step up than Declan Rice, who is reportedly moving ever closer to an Emirates switch. As per Football Transfers, the North London outfit have finally opened talks with West Ham United for their captain, who is set to cost upwards of £100 million this summer. Taking the impetus ahead of other interested parties could prove fruitful, especially after David Moyes' admission last week, where he suggested the England star may not be at the club come next season. How has Declan Rice played this season? Seeking out that consistent midfield destroyer to lead them closer to the title, the 24-year-old could prove to have a similarly transformative effect as former Gunners legend Patrick Vieira. The Frenchman featured 400 times at Highbury, scoring 32 and assisting 45 from the engine room. Despite being dominant defensively, the 46-year-old boasted a deft touch that made him such a class act. Players were terrified of facing the menacing maestro, who could bully or dance past his opposite man. Although Rice does not quite boast that fleet-footedness, added creativity is starting to seep into his defensively exceptional game. This season, his 7.19 average rating has been upheld through his 2.3 tackles, 1.8 interceptions and 1.5 clearances, but this has been married with one key pass per game too, via SofaScore. Writer David Cartledge even lauded one immense showing of the 6'1" stopper, branding him an absolute monster in midfield. That certainly sounds like the former Arsenal captain. Indeed, this comparison is further strengthened through the words of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who once upon a time handed similar praise to Vieira, claiming, "For me, Patrick Vieira is one of the best players I ever played with. The guy was a monster." Should Rice come in and be the catalyst that pushes Arsenal even closer to the Premier League title, these suggestions regarding their similarities would be confirmed. Put your opinion in the comments, as it is very important for Arsenal. I update you at any time with the latest news from Arsenal. Help the channel become a member